Let me see that. Let me see that. Trying to figure some stuff out, by the way. All you people watching.
Oops.
Say hi, by the way, if you're here. Make sure the
Hi.
live chat's working. Not you. That's my brother. Say what's up. We're live.
Hey, good.
I think it's just gonna have to be like this
It is.
because. All right, get out. Get out. You know.
How do I go to the chat?
I don't know. Let me see that. How do you go to the chat on a computer? Hey, we got 105 subscribers. We gained a subscriber today.
Because I subscribed
Oh,
on this.
why is it? Is it just because of your internet? I guess.
Yeah, my internet's bad.
Tell me, hey Marie, tell me if your internet is horrible. If it looks weird, I don't think you can go to the live chat. Here. Actually, I got an idea. Well, I want to go up. Hi, Marie. By the way, I know, right? He wasn't already subbed. Okay. I think it's down here, right? No. Wait, more. I don't think you can go to live chat. Oh well.
That's fine. I'll still watch.
All right. Yeah, we need. It's past 10 o'clock. Bye. Shut the door, bro. I mean, the video's working, the quality. Okay. I'll try to fix it next time I stream, but it's it's like 10 o'clock right now. So let me unplug this. See if this works right here. Nope, that don't work. Does not work at all. Does that work? Go that angle. And you fell. Okay. Give me a minute. First time streaming. No. It's a bit awkward for y'all. And for me. I swear to you. Fixed it. I'm a legend. I did it. I'm a legend. Dude, you got a Spider-Man poster? Spider-Man's watching. Nice, Marie. Uh-huh. Spider-Man poster's right there. I was thinking about doing a room tour someday, but I might someday, but the room's kind of a mess right now. We got my normal area over here. Let me show you all my normal. This is my filming area, how it looks when I'm not filming. Like, I got movies everywhere. I got clothes on there. I normally put the clothes away before I film, but it's kind of confusing. Anyways, today's live stream, basically, I'm just going to do a couple movie reviews. Some movies that I was just going to do longer videos like this. I think I'm going to start streaming them. So normally, like next week, I'm probably going to do an MCU ranking. Something I got to do that would take me days and days and days to edit it and string it all together and film it all. I think it'd be easier if I did a live stream and then ask me anything like I'm doing right now. And so, yeah, so today, and then after that, I'm probably at the end of the year going to do a complete 2023 film ranking. So that's probably, I'm also going to have a film ranking for 2023 there as well. And hopefully I'll figure out a couple of these glitches here as well. Anyways, yes, of course, today we are going to do a couple of movie reviews. The Killer, Napoleon, Thanksgiving, the Eli Roth horror movie, and a movie I saw last night with Marie, who's in the live chat, The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I am going to have a ranking of the Hunger Games movies coming up. Along with that, I'm also finally going to put out a ranking of the Mission Impossible movies because I finally rewatched what's Dead Reckoning Part 1 today, and I liked it much more than I saw in the theaters. Anyways, Marie, it's so good. What's so good, Hunger Games or Mission Impossible? Because I saw both of those with you. Anyways, yeah, Marie, my brother, who's also watching. And if anybody else, I know a couple people are gonna join. So yeah, if you got any questions, ask them down below. I'll answer them as honestly as I can. We're gonna get started with a review on The Killer. If you don't know what The Killer is, it's a David Fincher movie. Both, yeah, I agree. Both are really good. I think Mission Impossible is a little bit better. I think it's up above on my it's up above on my 2023 ranking right now. It's one space higher. So yeah, I think Mission Impossible's 10. and Hunger Games is 11 because I did have a couple issues. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. The Killer is a new David Fincher movie. Basically, it's about this killer, not like a serial killer, but like a hitman type killer, and he goes like he finally screws up. He screws up his first job ever. Not it wasn't his first job ever. I suck at explaining things. Yes.
Put your phone on mute every single time you get it buzzes.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I stream on my phone. Let me fix this. Sorry, guys. How do I do this? Golly. Mute. Mute. There we go. There we go. Fox Sports, how the college football playoffs shake out. We'll talk a little bit about the college football playoffs at the end of the stream. Yeah, so basically he has a job. He's perfect. The first time he ever screws up, and he's basically, it kind of completely reverses what you think it's going to be. Basically, it's about, you think it's going to be him escaping all these bad guys, but it turns out these bad guys attacked his wife, and so now he's going on a complete revenge spree to go kill all these people that wronged him, and it's really good. I really like this movie. Fincher, for me, I saw The Social Network. I tried to watch Mank. I wasn't a big fan of either of those movies. And so The Killer is this movie that I really looking forward to. But I didn't know if I'd like it because I don't like Fincher that much. I will not, and I love the movie. I think it's, right now it's number 9 on my ranking. I absolutely adored this movie. It was really great. Murray, your brother is your official tech guy. LOL. I agree. Yeah, he is. Because this is my first stream, he's definitely my tech guy. Hey, we got 2 more people watching. I think I know who they are, so what's up? Anyways, yeah, so The Killer, really good. I really enjoyed this movie. Basically, it takes everything that I wanted the movie to be, which is a intense, violent action movie, but it's not really an action movie. It's more of a character study, and it's really good, but it's also like really intense too. Like it's very intense. You know how there's scenes in this movie where you see this guy and he's kind of like, you know what, you got to stay focused, you know what you got to do, you can't let your emotions get the best of you, pretty much. And you think that he's going to start changing to be this good guy, right? And then like the moment you think this, he turns around and the person who's helping him, like a person who is helping him complete this task, she just turns around and he just turns around and brutally murders her. Like multiple times you think that he's going to completely change character arcs, because through the whole movie it's kind of being like, yeah, he's going to change by the end of the movie. But then he just keeps murdering people. Then these people just keep dying. And by the end of the movie, he like goes to the big bad guy who doesn't. He's like, I ain't going to kill you. But if you do this ever again, if you do something this crazy ever again, I will come through and I will murder you. And I won't just kill you quick. Man, I will make it last. It's just so intense. Michael Fassbender plays the killer, and he obviously does a fantastic job. Michael Fassbender, absolutely phenomenal in this movie. Loki vibes. What's that mean? We're not talking about Loki. I will talk about Loki if you want me to. Just, yeah. If any of you guys have questions, like I said, go down below. Anyways, he's not like this good, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, Michael Fassbender plays it great. He doesn't play the guy like a likable guy. Plays him kind of like dark, but he plays him really good. And the whole cast here is great. David Fincher's direction here is really kind of unique for me, because David Fincher's direction was kind of odd, because he, in several places, he brings in like pop culture vibes and like feels sometimes they feel forced. But like besides that, the overall direction that he can do, the overall direction he throws in there is, I think this is really really good. I think that the direction of him and bringing the character arc, not being a full-on action movie, but being a character study that's also brutally violent and like dangerous and kind of frankly scary. I was scared of this character through the whole movie. It's just a good character study with great direction as well. I keep saying it's not an action movie. There is one action sequence here, and it's phenomenal. It wasn't like I expected it to be after hearing the reviews, but like you feel every punch. You feel like every time that there's a big blow, and you like feel. I was watching this on my phone. I was sick, and I was sitting right here watching it on my phone, and I felt every hit watching it on my phone. Like that's how immersive this was. It's intense. It's brutal. It is everything that I wanted to be. The direction's great. The acting's great. The action, when there is action, is great. Kind of reminds me of Loki, where you think that, like you said, Marie, like you think that Loki is gonna be all about action, like the first season was. But then you get to the second season, and it's more of a character study, right? You have more of a big character study about the character, and you got one action sequence, which is great. It's a character study where you get this bad guy, and by the end, he completely changes. It's got a lot of similarities to Loki. I really dug the movie. I really did. I absolutely loved The Killer. It's pretty much was everything I wanted to be, kind of even exceeded expectations. It is still my favorite movie of November, obviously. And so The Killer for me is going to get an A. That is my official score. If y'all got any questions, I will answer some of them now before I move on to talking about Thanksgiving, the new Eli Roth horror movie that me and my dad went to go see. It's so good. 2, I'll wait for some questions. I got a couple of bottles of water here. Cheers. Kind of thirsty. Very good. I just heard a rumor of Hawkeye season 2. What kind of rumor? Like, the main thing that's going around right now about season 2s are it is almost for certain She-Hulk is getting a season 2 because Marvel hates us apparently, and it is almost certain that Moon Knight is getting a season 2 because Marvel loves us. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship at this point, that it's in development. I haven't heard anything about Hawkeye season 2, but like I said, I've heard about Moon Knight season 2, which Moon Knight was, for me, I liked it. I liked the first 2 episodes. I found the middle 2 episodes to be boring as heck. And then the final 2 episodes, especially episode 5, was emotional and devastating. And the final episode was one of the better MCU finales, in my opinion. I think it was one of the more watchable ones, and it gets you just a little more excited for the rest of the for a season 2. And so when like they're all saying like, well, we're probably not going to do season 2, I was really disappointed. And now that they are probably doing a season 2, that is one of my way more anticipated MCU projects coming up. I love Secret Invasion. It kind of reminds me of Secret Invasion a little bit, where it's got issues, but it's more dark and it's more like my style. And I still can't believe people don't love Secret Invasion. I know you loved it, Marie. I loved it personally too. I think it's an absolutely phenomenal show, and I really liked Moon Knight as well. You said She-Hulk doesn't need season 2. Moon Knight needs one. Falcon and the Winter Soldier needs one to kind of redeem season 1. Did you like season 1? I thought you liked season 1. Season 1 is one of my most hot takes. I love season 1. I think season 1 is still one of the best MCU shows. I rewatch it every year, and I think it's still great. That's in Loki and Hawkeye are the 3 peak MCU shows, in my opinion. WandaVision doesn't need one because they got a movie. Exactly. I liked WandaVision. If you've been watching some of my MCU content, you know that WandaVision for me was really great until it just kind of like became a bunch of filler episodes. And then we got to the end, which was just kind of a big CGI battle, a couple disappointing things. So I thought it was good. You can't really match the day-to-day, week-to-week conversation, the vibe of it all, but it definitely had some problems story-wise. She-Hulk doesn't need a season 2, 100%. 100%. I don't think it needs a season 2. We don't need... I like the show a little bit. I kind of like the show... It's confusing for me because I liked a lot of the individual episodes. I liked how kind of fun it could be at times. But then we get to the end of the show, and every time where the big plot lines are going to come and converge right here, all of a sudden it was like, oh, yeah, we all converged right here, but She-Hulk's going to break the fourth wall, go into Disney Plus, meet Kevin Feige, and just like be a woman and completely mess up everything good that the show had. And that's why it's so frustrating for me, is that there are people saying, you know what? It was a good show. It was a good show because I really well, not a lot of people are saying it's a good show, but people are saying that they like the idea of there being the She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall and how unique it was. For me, narrative-wise, it's just kind of a lazy and stupid way to do things, and I absolutely don't like She-Hulk just because of that finale. It's near the bottom of my ranking, that's for sure. Like I said, ranking probably coming out next week on a live stream. Maybe. We'll figure out how this one goes. Marie says, I did, but it was very sad. I like the fourth wall breaking, but how the heck is she going to tie into the movies? Is it going to say that She-Hulk can see through universe and live in a universe where the Avengers are actors? That's the problem with doing something like that, is that you can... That's the problem with doing stuff like that, is that you can basically be like, She-Hulk broke the fourth wall, but in this bigger universe, it completely destroys everything you have canon in the past. That's why Disney Star Wars doesn't work all that well, because it completely breaks everything you had in the past to make a new story. That's why Obi-Wan didn't work that well, because you broke the past. You completely destroyed everything you can, and She-Hulk does the same thing. Completely destroys all of your perception of reality just to be a couple gags in a TV show. That's the frustrating part for me, is that it was just to be a few gags. It's just very stupid and a stupid, lazy way of doing things. Show had potential, but as for season 2, cancel it. I don't want to see season 2. Yes, how did Obi-Wan not work? Basically, like, in the other films, you've never once seen Princess Leia or heard of Princess Leia being with Obi-Wan. It's just kind of like, all of a sudden, Princess Leia is with Obi-Wan, and then they fight Darth Vader. None of this was mentioned ever. Like, they never mentioned a single thing about this. And it's just like, it's kind of like, what? Okay, you didn't mention it, but now it's happening. And so it's just kind of continuity errors, kind of all that stuff. We're going to talk about our next movie. This was a fun conversation about Marvel stuff, so save your questions for after we talk about Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, one of my more anticipated horror films for the rest of the year. I didn't watch a trailer for this movie. I'm going to turn my fan off, though. It's gotten really cold in here. It got really cold in here. I got a fancy remote-controlled fan. I'm not rich, I promise. It makes more sense, though. Leia knows what Obi-Wan was. It explains that. It's just kind of like, it's not even just about that. It's about that he fights Darth Vader, but he never mentions a single thing about fighting Darth Vader twice. It's just kind of like, it's kind of making a whole new story. It's basically a whole new story that kind of just undermines everything. And plus, like, the show really does some stupid decisions. Sean Chandler makes a great point about this. If you don't know who Sean Chandler is, I highly recommend him. He's a fantastic film critic. Inspired me. It's actually his birthday today. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, so, like, there's parts where Leia's running through the forest, hiding from people. And these guys trying to get her just like, oh, I'm gonna catch you. And then it's cartoonish. They run into a stick wall and fall. She doesn't do nothing. It's Star Wars. It should be way more professional. They hide her in a coat. Like, they put her in a coat and do the classic trope of 4 walking legs. And nobody cares. It's Star Wars. It is Star Wars. You can't do that. That is like the most lazy way. Just like a lot of things that Star Wars has done is really lazy. A lot of things Disney's been doing in the last couple of years are really lazy. I'm tired, man. It's probably about 10:30 now. Anyway, like, since the 20s. Everything Disney's done has been incredibly lazy, I think. Anyways, yeah, Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. I didn't watch a trailer going into this whatsoever. I didn't watch a single trailer. I didn't know what the premise was about. I didn't know anything about the movie. Marie, we need to end this conversation and move on, man. But then you have to point out how stormtroopers always miss their targets. Yeah, but that's kind of just like a Star Wars thing. Obviously, it's gonna happen. They're gonna miss the targets sometime. Like, it's gonna happen. It's just kind of it's not as completely completely lazy like a lot of things they do. In Star Wars, they miss their targets, but it helps the story. And I'm not a fan of Star Wars. You know this. I do not like Star Wars. But, like, you can appreciate how they miss the targets, but it serves for the story. Just because, like, they can't die, obviously. But it's not like a lazy thing just says, you know what, okay, Leia, we're going to have you run around, be stupid. Meanwhile, we're going to have these big guys act like you're so freaking incompetent and moronic that you're just going to start running into things like you're in a cartoon. Like, that's just the problem I've had with that Obi-Wan show. I enjoyed Obi-Wan. For me, it's like, I know I'm dogging on a lot. For me, it's not bad. It's not horrible. It's watchable. It's one of the more watchable Star Wars shows. The Mandalorian, 2 of the seasons aren't very watchable for me. Season 1 and Season 3. But it's one of the more watchable ones for me. But it just makes some unforgivable decisions. Thanksgiving, back. I didn't watch a trailer for the film. I didn't have any... I was interested in it, but I didn't watch a trailer for the movie. I didn't know what it was about. So when I went into this one, I had never seen an Eli Roth movie. I didn't see a trailer. I just saw the movie as, I just want to go see a movie. And so I went to see a movie with my dad. And for the first half of the movie, it's kind of just like, yeah, it's clearly taking inspiration from so many other slasher projects. Scream, Halloween. It's basically group of teens. There's a serial killer. He's gonna kill them. You've seen it thousands of times before. Ever since cinema has been made. Like, that's always how it's been. But it was still entertaining enough. It was still fine. Then we get to the third act, and that's when the Eli Roth stuff comes in, where you get all the gore. Somebody did say, did you watch, I got a text message from somebody watching stream. Did you watch Five Nights at Freddy's? I really want to watch it. Yeah, I seen Five Nights at Freddy's. I liked it. I have a review on my channel. We're not going to talk about that now, but I have a review on my channel if you want to watch it. Anyways, yeah. Back to Thanksgiving, staying on track. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. You get the Eli Roth stuff. There's gore, there's death, there is crazy things. Like, you literally have a scene where this woman gets cooked alive, man. Like, she's getting cooked alive, and I'm claustrophobic, so, like, I was squirming in my seat. He expects someone to eat him. Like, there's some messed up stuff in this, like, this finale. And I think that the messed up stuff really kind of worked for the movie and kind of saved the movie for me. It's not like I thought the movie was bad in the first half, but it was familiar, and it was obviously very, like, I've seen it 1,000 times before. It's entertaining, it's fine, it's nothing that makes me mad, but it's very obviously familiar. Then we get to, like I said, the third act is gory, it's crazy, it's wild. The third act basically is a Scream movie. Like, the final reveal is basically a Scream movie. I feel like this was a better Scream movie than what we actually got. Like, you get the reveal where you're searching for the killer, you get the surprise killer. He's got to tie back to the past, back to the family, specifically back to the main girl's mother, just like Scream. And, like, so there's all this, like, familiarity. But in this movie, what it does better is it's not afraid to kill off the people in a gory way, too. Like, you see some guy's head get smashed open and treated like cranberry sauce. Like, it was wild. There's some wild stuff in the end of this movie. And that's just, like, mainly what I found enjoying. Yeah, I can speak. What I was entertained by in this movie was just the gore and just, like, all this crazy, wild, Eli Roth stuff. And so that's just what was entertaining about the movie for me. Very familiar. The characters aren't all that engaging, but I can totally see this becoming the next franchise. I could totally see there being a Thanksgiving movie coming out every year, and I'll be in that theater because it's entertaining, it's gory, it's crazy. The Eli Roth things in this movie are great, and I really enjoyed this one. For Thanksgiving, I'm going to give it an A-. Obviously, like I said, very familiar. Very, very familiar. But for being familiar, it was still very entertaining. And if you get a movie that's got gore, it's got entertaining, it's got kills, I'm gonna like it. And I really dug this movie. Speaking of Scream 6, I got like my phone right here. How I don't have a tripod, so it's set up on this Mini Moments Wanda and Gurudine Funko Pop set from WandaVision. And then I got like a stack of movies supporting it with a Hawkeye Funko Pop thing. So stack of movies is Shazam 2, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, Scream 6, obviously. What's that other one? Oh, Blue Beetle and a couple of other ones. I'm going to have a Black Friday haul. It's going to be one of my next videos on my main channel. So stay tuned. Okay, we talked about Thanksgiving. Got any questions? Shoot. Take some water. Take some water. Last question. I'm probably going to piece that one together with some clips and upload it on my second channel if, people are calling me a blatant Sean Chandler ripoff. That's understandable. I mean, it's understandable. I do a lot of things that he does, but I mean, if he does it right, I mean, I'm not like copying my opinions from him. I think he has a very good format that I think really works, and he's such a great YouTuber too. So, cheers, mate. Got any more questions for me? Give it a couple minutes. I was asked about Five Nights at Freddy's, if I watched it, if it's worth watching it. One of my friends said they wanted to watch it. It's good. It's good. It's got a couple of issues. It's not as scary, but the main scares for this one is like how messed up the whole thing can get. I know Marie wants to see the movie. She knows a lot of the lore, so it's not really spoiling it. But how messed up can you get? Murdering kids, putting them like that is just beyond creepy. Performances were really good. I like the movie. I can understand why people don't, but I thought it was a fine movie and a good thing that kind of introduced me to the lore because I've never seen the Five Nights at Freddy's anything. So I would recommend the movie. Yes. Did you hate the Marvels, and why specifically? Marie again. I didn't hate the Marvels. I saw it with you. I told you I didn't hate it. I liked it. I don't love it. I don't think it is. It's not by far one of the best MCU things, but compared to like crap we've been getting recently, every other movie, Quantumania, I liked Guardians 3. I liked Guardians 3. I thought I had some problems with it. It's better than this movie, but like all the crap, Thor: Love and Thunder. I thought this was going to be another Thor: Love and Thunder. I really did. And it's fine. It's rewatchable. The cast is fun. It's got some cool action sequences. I kind of like the villain. It's fun. It's fine. It's a good movie. It's okay. It's near the end of my, like, low in my ranking, but that's because MCU was so peak. It's bad for Marvel when, like, you get excited when there's a movie that you could just say it's fine. It's enjoyable. But I certainly did not hate the Marvels. I thought it was a fine movie. I saw it twice now. I think it's still fine. You also said, because I've come across a lot of people saying it sucked and then just saying it's bad, but I don't understand why people hate it. It's a fun story you got to talking about why people don't like the movie. There's people that are genuinely just upset at Marvel, feel like it's kind of a lazy movie, which I get. I think it was entertaining. It's certainly not a great movie. And there's some people that are annoyed and didn't want this to be a fun movie. They wanted Marvel back, and so I could see that. And then you get this whole other generation are just like, it's got women in it. We don't want to watch this movie because of women. Like GFR, Giant Freaking Robot on Twitter. He is just like saying that, yeah, only men are hating on this movie and the movie sucked because it was made towards women. Like, it's not that. People are just hating on the movie just for clout, just for internet clout, just for getting morons like me yelling at them. And so I didn't hate the movie. I can see why some people genuinely hated it, but a lot of the hate is going to because it's about a movie with 3 women, and it's directed by a female director, and it's not as great as other Marvel movies. Like, It's sad what Marvel fandom has become. I think it's just depressing. People are expecting solo Marvel movies to live up to the Avengers level movies. I agree, 100% agree. But they never will. I agree. It's a solo movie, so the villain is going to be smaller. Or not that big of a deal, I should say. Yeah. Yeah, I think that I like the villain. Like, the villain, not a world-ending threat, but it's personal to Captain Marvel. I had problems with the movie. I think Captain Marvel is a complete jerk in this movie. She's not likable. I think that the ending is kind of whack. I don't like the ending all that much. But it's a watchable movie, and I think that people really shouldn't be hating on it as much as people have been hating on it. So I feel like that's just the kind of thing that Marvel fandom has become, is 3 women leads. You don't got a serious Nick Fury, directed by a female director. Instant hate on the internet. So that's just kind of the things that's going on. Any more questions before we move on to talk about Napoleon? I gotta plug this in real quick. Let's see if this will still stay tuned, because I really don't want my live stream to go dead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how this is gonna work though. Hold on a minute. There we go. Not as good of a view, but if you guys want the live stream to continue, so Marie, anybody else who's watching, anybody else have any questions? I'll give it until 32 minutes on the stream. Oh, I don't even know why. Like, this is one of the longer videos. This is probably the longest I've actually sat here. My phone's about to fall. It's probably the longest I've ever actually sat to record a video, and it's kind of fun. I like doing live streams. So if y'all want to see a live stream for the MCU ranking, if y'all want to see a live stream for my 2023 ranking, let me know. I mean, I'll probably plan on live streaming every Tuesday. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on, talk about Napoleon, because we also got a couple of subjects about football, and I do want to talk about some Scream 7 drama and some bit about Marvel drama. I'm sure Marie's really going to be excited for the Marvel drama. One more drink. Cheers. One swig. Just kidding. It's gone. Sorry. Napoleon, saw it this weekend, Saturday. And it was one of my more anticipated movies of the year. I wasn't sure what I would feel about the movie, because, like, kind of reminds me of movies like Oppenheimer, which I think is a good movie, not that entertaining. Or Killers of the Flower Moon, good movie, not that entertaining. It's completely like Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. It's a good movie, not that entertaining. I feel like the drama and, like, all talking about the stuff that Napoleon actually did and how evil Napoleon actually was, and like all the talking scenes and all that, I think that was done really well. Like, it was the more compelling part of the movie. The one where this one falls short for me is the battle scenes are boring. They are boring. It's 3 hours long. I sat in these seats, and they were comfortable seats. And because this movie was so dragged out, I started getting uncomfortable in these comfy seats. Like, I found, like I said, the talking scenes were compelling. I think the dialogue is compelling. But with so much of a movie taken up of, like, big battle scenes where people are just running around, shooting each other, loading up their muskets, not that entertaining. It's really not that entertaining. We got another viewer, but then they left. Anyways, it's really not that entertaining of a movie. And I posted on Twitter. It's one of my big blow-up tweets. This guy threatened to go to my house and murder me because I didn't like it. Kind of fun. So, like, I liked a lot of things about this movie. I liked a lot of things about Napoleon, but in the end, it's just kind of like a movie that I will never watch, and kind of made Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer seem better, as I'd much rather rewatch those movies than rewatch this one, where just so much of it is taken up with big battle sequences that kind of a snooze fest. It was kind of boring for me. Not all that entertaining. The cast is great. Joaquin Phoenix is phenomenal in this movie. I absolutely loved him. And he... Excuse me. I absolutely loved him in here. Vanessa Kirby is obviously fantastic. Everybody in this movie was great. It's just like the movie was... It's not that entertaining, specifically with the battle sequences. So, like, it's fine. It's like number 40 on my list out of 65. So it's fine, but it's not all that great. I would recommend, if you want to watch it, stay home. Also, there's there's like a lot of sex scenes in that movie. Like, I got so tired of like there's this whole hole in like 30 minutes where there's 3 sex scenes, and I kind of just left the theater. Kind of just left the theater and walked around for a minute because I really didn't want to see Napoleon just like go on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, can you just stop? So I haven't left the theater and walked around for a few minutes since Love and Thunder. Compare this movie to Love and Thunder all you might, but like it's just kind of weird and not really something I wanted to go see from this movie. And so like kind of it's fine. I didn't hate it, but it's definitely not as good as the other movies we talked about earlier. All right, 35 minutes. We got one more movie to talk about. I might as well get comfortable. I got a little cramp in my leg. Holding it in the same position for a minute. I'm not going to show you my dogs, but stretch out my leg for a minute. Yeah. I'll try to sit like this. It's a little elephant hat. Yeah. Uh-huh. If you guys got any questions, I'd say go ahead and shoot. I might as well just move on talking about the last movie, and then we could spend like the last 20 minutes talking about questions in football and other stuff. I can't believe this. I'm actually putting on the hat. Hi guys, I got a hat on. I'll try to fix this to where it's not real. Alright, if you got any questions, go on and shoot. I think man, I just... Dang, bruh. Dang, bruh. There we go. Alright. Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Besides Killer, my favorite movie on this list. I wasn't looking forward to this movie. Not like the hat. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I forgot I had this in my room. It's funny. I wasn't looking forward to this movie all that much. I didn't like the trailers. Every time I watched in a movie theater, especially with you, Marie, I always said, I don't want to watch that. It's not for me. But I had some friends that convinced me to watch all the Hunger Games by myself. So I watched all the Hunger Games, loved most of it. I loved the franchise as a whole. Got excited for this movie, went to see it. First half hour, didn't think I'd like it. I was like, this is really slow. This is kind of boring. I don't like Snow. I don't like any of these characters. They're all kind of rude and jerks. Who am I supposed to be rooting for here? Then there's a specific scene to where it just completely slips around, kind of like all the other Hunger Games movies, to where you start out really slow, and then like you get the brutalness that these Hunger Games movies can bring to you, and we got that here. We got the brutalness that the Hunger Games can bring, and that was how brutal the movie was. Like the kill, like Marie, you know what I'm talking about. You know when at the zoo, the bottle stab, like that was shocking. And it is just like, all from that moment on, it's just kind of like brutal. The Hunger Games aspect of this movie, the best that's ever been. In the first Hunger Games, I feel like it's emotional, but like it's not as much entertaining as it could be. But with the second Hunger Games, I feel like the movie worked much better when it was about starting the rebellion, not the Hunger Games. And so I didn't think I'd love the Hunger Games as much here. It's easily the best that the Hunger Games has been. It's easily way more brutal than anything. Cat's Eye Ruby Studios, I just got here and I see this. Yeah, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. You like my hat? I know, it's kind of weird. Anyways, Hunger Games. It's just very brutal. Like, very brutal. And, like, the Hunger Games part itself is intense and great and kind of, frankly, emotional. It does that all really, really well. You're following Snow here. Have you seen the pilot for God's Gang? No, I haven't. You told me about this. Haven't seen the pilot. You told me I should watch it, so maybe I'll watch it someday. But I haven't seen it yet. If you could tell me where I can watch it at, maybe I'll check it out after I'm done here. We'll see what happens. How long I'm else gonna stay here. Also, Hunger Games. So very brutal. It's emotional. You're following Snow. I can watch it on YouTube. Okay, thank you. I'll Google it or YouTube it once I'm done here. You follow Snow, and you see Snow in the future, and like Marie sitting right next to me was like, "I love him," and I'm like, "Dude, he's with the Hunger Games. He's the reason that the Hunger Games are evil, and like he personally probably is the reason for multiple people dying. So I found it hard to like him. And like I knew that the relationship that he was having wasn't going to work. I feel like the relationship should have been balanced out a little more. But like the cast is really great. He plays the character really great. It's a unique take on where this is going. The relationship, it needed fleshed out a little bit more, but it was still fine. They were kind of a cute couple, so it kind of worked for me. The song's really great. The movie was pretty emotional. It can be emotional a lot of the time, and so it's a pretty big win for me. For a movie that I wasn't really looking forward to, I watched all the movies. For movies that I absolutely love, for this to be number 3 on that list, that really proves it. It's very good. It's very, very good. The Hunger Games aspect is great. Just the uniqueness of this, discovering like who Snow's going to be, all that is great. Did have a couple issues. We need a sequel. Immediately, I feel like the movie's really long, but also like the way that we left Snow off. He's going to the Capitol. We don't know where his girlfriend is. What's her name? Lucy Gray. We don't know where she is. And so he's basically like, yeah, he's going to the Capitol to become the president. Like, we know what happens here. But, like, a couple of things, the way that we get to him being president kind of seemed unbalanced for me. Kind of didn't make sense. He's, like, completely going against the Capitol, running away with his girlfriend. And then he completely comes into the Capitol, and it's just kind of like this back-and-forth relationship that didn't get us the Snow that we needed. I think we need a sequel, or at least like a 6-episode TV series to kind of flesh out how Snow is. I feel like a couple of the things there weren't as engaging as they probably should have been. And so that was an issue. Really long movie. The first half hour was kind of boring. But when it's a Hunger Games movie, it's really great. I feel like the final act was kind of weird in a way, but I still think it was really great. It's shocking. It's brutal. It's emotional. I highly recommend it. It's also another one of my favorite movies of the year. November's been a great month for movies, guys. It really has been. The only other movies I need to watch is Wish. Probably wait till it goes on Disney Plus. And the new Trolls movie. Had several options to see that one. Keep deciding not to because I'd rather die. Anyways, yes. So Hunger Games, Battle Song. I didn't rate Napoleon, did I? I didn't score Napoleon. I'd give Napoleon a C+, by the way. And for the Hunger Games, Battle of Salt, Markers, and Snakes, it's getting an A-. I liked the movie. I liked it a lot. Did have a couple issues with it. It's not my favorite Hunger Games movie, but sure is a great movie. And sitting with Marie. Marie was freaking out. I kept having to say, shh, because the people in front of us were being pretty sick of it. I can have a whole discussion as to why Snow is good as a character. Let's have it. Snow was in, like, you were rooting for him a little bit, but seeing how he turns out to be, he wants order for the Capitol, but he's actually really, really evil and created the Hunger Games where he has kids, literally children, murdering each other. Like, that is evil. That is messed up. In the Hunger Games 4, which I think is a very great movie, I cried. It's very emotional and it does its job really, really good. I feel like that movie, you have Snow and you kind of want to like him as a character because you feel what he's trying to do, but he's completely evil. And you can't wait for him to die, but you also don't want him to die because he's an old man. When they figured bringing up the Hunger Games to torture his granddaughter, like, man, that is brutal. See, it's kind of complicated because you know he's evil, but you also kind of like, you understand where he's from. But like, it was kind of hard rooting for him because you know of what he becomes and you know what happens in the end. You know that Lucy Gray doesn't mention a single other thing in the whole rest of the Hunger Games franchise. So a couple of continuity errors. I really like the movie though. He is on the fence the whole time. He wasn't evil at first. He just went through his own Hunger Games. He just wanted to survive. In the end, that instinct won over his love for Lucy Gray. Yep. He loved the Capitol and it becomes evil, but I still find it kind of weird how he's this evil, but we never hear any more of Lucy Gray and the other. Kind of like Obi-Wan, kind of like the continuity errors. I still thought it was a really great movie, though. Even though I can talk about that aspect of the movie all day, I still really like the movie, and I still think it's it's a really great Hunger Games movie. Really emotional, really brutal, and so I really like the movie, but like for Snow, just kind of a bit of a continuity error. I don't want to talk negatives about this movie because of how much I liked it, but I'm gonna take my hat off now. My this is Horton Hears a Who, I think. Horton Hears a Who hat. Okay, we're done with the movie reviews. Let's talk a little bit about some drama. He's actually a little bit different in the books. His love for Lucy is more. Is it really? Was Lucy in the Capitol at all in the movie? I don't think so. I've tried reading the first book. I've read it several times. I've tried reading the second book. Never could get past the part where they talk about the Court of Quell. Maybe because I never liked the movies either. Maybe I'll go back and read them because I love the movies so much. Let's talk a little bit about some Marvel drama and a little bit about some Scream 6 drama and a little bit about the they stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Are you talking about real life or the Hunger Games? I think he's talking about real life. Honestly. Cheers. I heard Capitol. Hunger Games Capitol. Where they make the Hunger Games and make a bunch of children fight and kill each other to the death. It's evil. Evil, Marie. I can't believe you rooting for so. Anyways, Scream 7 drama. I don't know who they is, but they stormed the Capitol. True that. Anyways, Scream 7 drama. Melissa Beretta got fired because she said a couple political things. I didn't get fully into like what happened or all that. I just know she said some things positive about the war. They fired her for saying them. And then Jenna Ortega left, and a lot of people were like, oh no, Jenna Ortega was also fired. No, Jenna Ortega said several times that she wasn't returning in probably the Scream movies because she's so busy with Wednesday and all these other projects she got. She doesn't want to be in this franchise. She said that. So, like, it's crazy to me. But the way I got to answer this question, I'm not saying I like the Hunger Games, but I like Snow. That's what's confusing for me is that Snow has potential to be a likable character, but he's just frankly evil. He's really frankly evil. So it's complicated for me. Anyways, the way I stand on the Scream 7 drama is I will continue to support it. There are several other people who worked on the movie that aren't these producers. And every time I say this on Twitter, there's always some people telling me that a person who's only been alive for 2 decades doesn't know anything. I'm like, bruh, seriously. Like, the whole thing, what happened here is that a couple bad apples, they fire justice. Like, that's bad. But there's also several people who are watching this movie, and if nobody goes sees the movie, then they're not going to, like, watch Scream 7, they're not going to make a Scream 8, it's just going to be all that, and I feel like the franchise should end by now, but I was really excited to see what Christopher Landon can do. And just with all this drama, I have a feeling it's just going to be canceled very soon. People are also saying, like, don't go support Thanksgiving because of all this drama. Apparently, Eli Roth said a couple bad things on Instagram. Whatever. I still really like the movie. I think y'all should support it if you like gore-infestated horror films. The problem with this one is, like, the problem with this whole thing is, like, people forget that several other people work in the industry, that if you don't watch this movie, if you want Skydance shut down, you could basically get them fired. Like, you could basically get everything that they've been working towards all gone. And, like, that's just the ignorance of people saying things like this. So that's completely stupid. That's just where I stand. I can't stand people on Twitter saying, oh, I'm praying for Skydance to just crash and burn to the ground. Like, it's so stupid. It's a bunch of men, too. It's like not even women supporting the women. It's just a bunch of men simping for Melissa and not going to watch the movie because of it. It's kind of a whole weird thing. And I told you the way I stand on it. I second that. I have 5 viewers now. Hi, all 5 of you. I know Cast Urban Studios, Marie, my brother's watching as well. I have a couple other friends. Yeah, so that makes 5. Figured it out. Man, got something in my throat there. That's just where I stand. The Marvel drama for me is, stretching my leg out. For Marvel's drama, they hired the writer, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. People forget he also wrote Loki season 2. But they're hiring this guy to write both of the Avengers movies, the upcoming Avengers movies, and nobody knows if they're doing the Kang Dynasty. Nobody knows if they're doing Doctor Doom. Apparently, Cillian Murphy's doing Doctor Doom. Awesome choice. Pedro Pascal is Mr. Incredible. That's awesome. But apparently they don't know what they're doing. They're switching up the writers, all this crazy stuff. Got the hiccups. Marvel for me, as of recent, has been really weird. It's been a really weird thing because Marvel used to be the so competent franchise, and now there's like just all these like layers that are coming in. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know the focus. You don't know anything what's happening. And so basically, like hiring this writer, he wrote Loki season 2. Marie, I know how much you love Loki season 2. I liked it a lot. He wrote a couple other Marvel projects that were all really good. I like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I really did. And you don't even know if he wrote that because of all this. Elizabeth Olsen was caught saying that she didn't even read the script because there was just so many changes. So that movie was kind of like a studio project, not like writer. So like writer didn't write it, the studio wrote the movie, and kind of confusing. So I'm excited to see what he can do, what he can bring to the table. I'm excited for a bunch of the things Marvel's doing, but all this drama that's coming out, apparently, like they planned on kicking him out, kicking Jonathan the Majors out, and then bringing him back in, and he's out. We don't know what's going on with Marvel. Deadpool 3 is the only Marvel movie coming out next year. So excited because apparently they're so confident in that movie that they think it could carry the year. I'm excited. I haven't seen the Deadpool movies, but I'm hyped for that movie. Deadpool and Wolverine? Awesome. Anyway, like all this crazy stuff about Marvel, it's just been kind of wild. They have to bring Loki in for the Avengers movies, or at least Mobius and stuff, because they're fighting against Kang. Obviously, they are. Maybe that's why they hired the writer, so they can figure out a way to like figure out that fantastic ending to Loki. But also, like, I don't know if they're still going to do Kang. Cillian Murphy is the top choice to play Doctor Doom. They're talking about Doctor Doom. No, Thunderbolts is coming in 2025. That came out of nowhere. Thunderbolts is coming in 2025. Anyways, so I don't know if they're still gonna do Kang. I hope they do, but part of me thinks they're moving on to Doctor Doom because why would they start talking about Doctor Doom unless it's for Fantastic Four? And it's already decided that Doctor Doom's not going to be the main villain of that movie unless those were like false reports. Crazy stuff. Even like Captain America: Brave New Order or whatever it's called, Brave New World. No, I forget what the movie's called. Even like that had a press screen and somebody apparently put like what happened in it. I don't believe that happened at all. But if it's true, like there needs to be some desperate changes at Marvel. So like there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on there. So yeah. I know all right. College football playoffs are coming this weekend. If you guys have any questions down below, tell me we can start more conversation too. But that's all I have. This in the college football playoffs. Not college football playoffs, but kind of like the college football tournament bracket thing. A bunch of the big matchups are coming up. I'm going to talk about a couple of the matchups because who do I think the top 4 are going to be? Captain America: New World Order. New World Order. There you go. Or Brave New World. They changed the title at some point. Did they? I have to sleep. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, Marie. I'll see you like the next live stream. I'll have an MCU ranking next Tuesday, so I'm pretty sure I'll be excited for that one. But Brave New World Order, Brave New World. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the title of that movie is right now. Anyways, peace out. College football playoffs for the rest of you guys watching, and it's gonna be in the archives as well. Oregon versus Washington's. Who do I think the top 4 are gonna be? 4, Oregon. 3. Who are the other 3? Wait, 4, Oregon. Forgot. Give me a minute. No, wait. 4. Shoot. I lost it. Who was 4? 4. 4 was. Shoot, who was it? They're playing this weekend too. We'll come back to that. 3 Oregon, 2 Michigan, 1 Alabama. That's just what I think the whole thing is going to be. That's just what I think that the bracket's going to be. A couple matchups: Oregon and Washington, or Oregon. I'm going Oregon on this one. Not only because my family's from Oregon, we watch every Oregon game. I'm very excited for this game. But I think I'm going Oregon just because, like, Oregon's been playing great football. Washington has not. They've been kind of slacking just a little bit. Just a tiny, tiny bit. And so I feel like Oregon's going to pretty much dominate Washington, I think, because of how great Oregon's been playing. Georgia and Alabama, that's a game that's coming up. I feel like Georgia obviously going to win. Georgia is a powerhouse. They're beating up all those teams. But Alabama, their last game was wild. That game was absolutely insane. I was shocked by half of the stuff that happened in that game. Like, that was crazy. And so I feel like Georgia will win this matchup because obviously it's Georgia, and Georgia's an absolute stud team. Another matchup that's good, Michigan and Iowa. We don't even have to talk about this one. I can't stand Michigan. I feel like they're a bunch of cocky jackoffs. I'm sorry. Probably shouldn't say that on live, but I genuinely cannot stand Michigan. Like, Jim Harbaugh got suspended for cheating. So you know what this other coach does? He's crying after they beat Penn State, who I know my brother's watching. He's a Penn State fan, but, Penn State is kind of bad when they play bad teams. Don't yell at me. Anyways, yeah, they're terrible when they play bad teams. Anyways, he goes on live TV. We're just the best team in the league. We are so good, guys. We are gonna win it all because we're just so good. This whole time, he does this every week. Every single time. And it is beyond annoying. It is beyond annoying. And I just can't stand them. They're just a bunch of cocky people. Made me so mad. But obviously, they're going to beat Iowa this week. Who do I think's winning the whole college playoff? Michigan. Unfortunately, I feel like Oregon's got a shot at it. But I feel like Michigan's way too powerful. I feel like Michigan is going to win this one. Anyways, we have 2 viewers. I don't think I'm having any more questions. Next week, MCU ranking live stream. Eventually, someday, like 2024, I will do my live stream 2023 ranking. I really like doing a live stream. I really enjoyed this one. So, yeah, I can't wait for next week's live stream. Thank you guys for watching this one. And, yeah, with that said, subscribe to the Nerd Army. Watch a couple of my other videos. I plan on, having my Black Friday haul in the next couple of videos. I could show you guys my Black Friday stuff now, but I feel like it'd probably be better to do another video. Yeah, I'll do it in another video. A couple other things coming up. So yeah, thank you guys for clicking on this one. With that said, subscribe to join our army. Peace out. Golly, it's 11:03. Good night, people. Please send me the Five Nights at Freddy one. I don't see it. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll send you the video. All right. Peace out, guys. You sure? Yep. Bye.